We're following breaking news out of Moreno Valley, where investigators just wrapped up a search for missing baby Emmanuel after they weren't able to find his body. Skyfox flying over the scene just 30 minutes ago. You can see search crews leaving the area. This is off the shoulder of the 60 freeway near Gilman Springs Road. Investigators used cadaver dogs to also help in the search. And you might see Emmanuel's father, Jake Haro, also on scene with detectives. You can see him there wearing that orange jumpsuit. He and his wife, Rebecca, were arrested on suspicion of murder Friday, while authorities conducted an operation at the family's home in Cabazon. Riverside County deputies were called to Moreno Valley for a child abuse incident Thursday. They have confirmed that the case is related to the Haros. Court records show that Jake Haro pleaded guilty to child cruelty charges in a separate case in 2018. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf will have a live report on this developing story later on at 10.
Fox 11 weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
That's me. I'm on my way. I'm in Sunday mode over here. Sorry. All right, let's talk about our weather now. We've got the heat kind of going away. We've got some storms that'll continue to blow up in some spots the next few days as well. This is a live view from, I suppose we're looking at downtown. I'm not sure where the actual camera is. But if you look off in the distance, which you don't really see in this shot right here, but for a lot of people around LA, if you saw off in the distance those towering clouds out towards the mountains and deserts today, that was thunderstorms, and some of those are still going on right now. So let's go to our headlines. Again, the heat wave, it is ending after today. Still going to be warm this week, but not really, really hot. Temperatures will kind of be near the August average all through this upcoming week. And we, again, could see more storms in the mountains and deserts because of the monsoonal winds. The winds coming from the south bring in some of that moisture. We're getting that right now with the winds going clockwise around that high. And you can see some of these storms going from south to north. We've got still some on radar. Let's go a little closer south of Palm Springs. Not just rain, but also a couple lightning flashes recently. We'll see if that holds together as it approaches the Coachella Valley, but I think it might fall apart. We've got some rain kind of fizzling north of Big Bear right now. And then as we look across the high desert, a little quieter than it was earlier today. Still some rain over the 5 up near and north of Fraser Park. And just kind of like showing you on a map where rain fell overall across the area today. Anywhere you see blue is where we had rain. So again, mostly mountains and deserts, and that's where we expect to see it tomorrow. So let's go into Futurecast tomorrow afternoon. There's that scattered rain, some storms still possible out towards places like Big Bear, Palm Springs. So mountains and deserts still tomorrow evening a little bit out there. Then it winds down. And then as we go into Tuesday, again, kind of the same pattern. Even Wednesday, I think it'll be the same situation as well. So rain forecast for the mountains. We've got scattered rain tomorrow, a little less, but still some on Tuesday, a little bit on Wednesday. I'll put 10% on Thursday, but we're heading towards a drier pattern at the end of the week. In the low desert, another area where we'll see some storms scattered on Monday, tomorrow, a few on Tuesday, maybe a couple Wednesday, and then that should be it. Now to our temperatures. So we've got the highs that are coming down closer to average, which, by the way, is still on the warm side. You know, it's still August after all. So for LA and Inland Orange County, we'll go upper 80s tomorrow and then holding around mid 80s for the rest of the week. Mid 80s for LA would be considered average for this time of year. So none of those mid 90s and even some upper 90s like we saw in the last few days. High temperatures for the coast kind of holding in the upper part of the 70s through this upcoming week. Pretty nice there. Valleys and Inland Empire done with the 100s. Maybe 1 or 2 spots hitting 100 degrees tomorrow, but I'll go mostly upper 90s and then more like mid 90s for the rest of the week. For the mountains, highs in the 70s for several days. For the high desert, we'll find temperatures maybe a little over 100 tomorrow, but the 90s for the rest of the week, and that includes next weekend. And finally, for the low desert, you know, it's always hot there, but temperatures can be much worse than this time of year. Highs will be just a little bit over 100, maybe pushing back up towards 105 by next weekend. Susan?